Guys, make you this video, show you how I did my EDECOA system. I'm trying out the EDECOA. It actually works pretty well. So I put the remote in. Now what I did was, it's kind of difficult. You're not going to hardwire this to the camper, because if you do, it's flashing because I don't have the power on. See? Now watch. See the microwave? I added this switch right here. Nice little 3-position switch. Now the microwave is on and the EDECOA is on. Now it's showing you I'm charging it 7.5 amps off the solar, off that set of panels. This set of panels is charging at nothing because it's charged. Now, we're drawing 0.2 amps, which is pretty good. Now let's put the microwave on. Now we're drawing 11 amps, right? At 117. Now watch this. 102 amps at 13 volts. Wow. 102 amps just for a microwave. Look at that. So, and that's because basically you have to add a 0 to that number. If you need the same amount of power, it's volts times amps. So 115 times 12 is giving you the wattage. So now if you bring it down to 12, it's going to be 12 times watt gives you the wattage. So it's going to be 12 times 100 is around there is going to be just like that. 12 times 100. You see what I'm saying? So that's why the current goes up like that. Power is power. It's watts. So look at that, 109 amps. Now we're charging at 27.2 amps now. 27.2, 28.3. Now the bottom set's still not on. If I dumped it up together, it will go on. Let's stop this. Now that I stopped it, the frequency should be a little. I'm going to see if I can adjust that down. So now we're drawing just oh, you know what I left on? My inverter. I forgot about that. Don't forget about this, people. See the inverter? You don't want to be charging your battery while that's on. See, now we're drawing nothing again. See? Nicey nice. And it's because the battery charges from there. 27 amps. Not bad off one set. And the other set is at 0. But that's pretty good. I'm pretty excited about it. And now I just want to disconnect. Just turn the knob. Boom. I'm done. Disconnected. And that's it. Here's my camper. If anyone wants to see it. And so I'm happy with that switch now. It's just one less thing that I have to do. I know it's a little bit of work now, but that switch is great. I want power. Bink. I switch it to number 2. Hit the button on the wall, which I forgot to unhit just now. Unhit it. Bink. Now I'm done. Now when you plug into dock side, I just switch it to number 1, and that's shore power. I'm saying shore power because I'm a boater, so that's your shore power, and that's nice. That's just that much less for me to deal with when I'm there. And the way I have it with that switch, you can't make a mistake. You can't plug into to the shore power and be wired to the EDECOA at the same time. Now here's your power inverter. I'm pretty happy with it so far. It is nice. I have that set of batteries off. I'm using just the Renology 40 and the EP Ever, and I have them switchable, and they're all both on their own battery bank. See, that's what that is. I could turn it off. Now, this is just a sloppy, rough sketch of how I did it. I have 6 golf cart batteries over here, and then I have the gel cells over there. And I keep doing them separately because you're not supposed to have them together. So at night, I flip them together when I need the power, and then I let the solar charge them separately. It's also cheaper, too. I don't have to get a big 100-amp solar deal. I just do what I got. And before, what I used to do was I had the power like this. This is a cheesy way to do it. I put a power plug here, and I used to run the wire up here and plug it into the back of the camper. So you either plugged in here, and that's a 30-amp line. So you plug it in there, and then I had the 30 to 50 converter, and that's how I did it. But if you look, my camper is not plugged in. It does all its own thing now, and I'm pretty happy about it. Not plugged in. And that's just the way I chose to do it. And the way I wired it, now you're going to say, well, wait a minute, a 50-amp boat line. If you have a 50-amp boat line up, yeah, Viper in the garage. So you have a 50-amp boat line, 50-amp power line. you're using 2 hot legs on separate phases. Well, what I did was on the top, you know what, I'll draw this real quick. On the top side of the switch, what I did was, here, let me see if I get a pen and show you how I did this so that switch would work without shorting out anything. Okay, what I did, I'm not a good drawer. Okay, now, so what I did was, here's L1, L2. That's for the camper from Shore Power, Shore. Okay, now inverter, invert. That only has L1 and a neutral, right? Now you have a neutral on this too, of course. All right, so what I did was, here's the switch. I have 3 spots on the switch. Okay, now 3 on top and 3 on bottom. So it's identical. So what I did, and here's the camper. All right, so line 1, line 2, right? And then to the camper. Wait, no, then this one. Line 1, and then neutral. And of course, neutral. Now, on this side, what I did was, over here, all right, let's say this side. The line 1 and line 2, I made a jumper here. So now these 2 became hot. See that? On this side of the switch. Now this side that went to the back to the camper, I just come around and I brought them all together. Not to the neutral. I brought it all together and brought this one to this one. See, so now the hot comes in. All right, look at this. I jumped out to neutral. Forget it. I told you I'm not a good drawer. Either way, you know what I'm talking about. The hot comes in and jumps to 2 terminals. Let's say it's these 2. Jumps to 2 terminals. Then it goes to these 2 terminals and feeds the camper. Well, you're shorting out the 240 side, but it doesn't matter because the camper doesn't really have anything that's running 240 in there. So it's separate from this line side. You can't make a mistake. When that switch is in this position, these 3 are open. Nothing's hitting them. So when you flip it back the other way, bink, this side is open. So this short that you have up here to make the 2 hot legs will not be seen by this side. And that just comes down to the camper. It worked out great. I'm very happy with it. I hope this helps anyone deciding what to do with solar. Or it may make it worse. But that's what I chose to do. And that switch was about 28 bucks on Amazon. 3 position, 2 pole. Very happy with it. Bye-bye.